Welcome, everyone, to the Week 7 series of Just Saying Football with Jack and Sean. I'm your host, Sean Gannon, alongside my partner, Jack McNicholas. We're here to give you news, notes, weekly updates, and game analysis of your favorite teams from around the league. If you had not had the chance, go check out our website at justsayingfootball.com and follow us on Instagram at justsaying.no-GWJS for article updates and video updates. This week's Thursday night matchup kicks off with an NFC showdown where the New York Giants are heading over to Philadelphia to take on the Eagles. Now, Jack, your Giants haven't won a game against the Eagles in the last 7 contests. The last win was in 2016. What's going to happen in this game? Run us down through it.
I mean, every time we go to Philly, I feel like there is a thundercloud over the Giants. And this time, I feel like they need to ride the momentum from last week. They got out of that game with Washington. You know, Washington cost themselves that game by going for 2 points. But this week, the Eagles are going to play really gritty. We saw them play really, really tough against that Ravens team that is stacked. And, you know, they really kept themselves in that game with all of their weapons out. And I'm looking for a big dogfight here with the Giants and the Eagles, especially up front.
This is not a very attractive quarterback matchup. I think
Yeah.
when you're looking at what
Right
Carson
now,
Wentz has done
yeah.
this week and what Daniel Jones, only with 3 touchdowns passing on the year for Daniel Jones right now. We got a few more from Carson Wentz at 8. He's mainly been doing a lot of the damage on the run game, scoring touchdowns with 4 total on the year. This is not a very attractive game for the quarterbacks. I don't know what to expect from either one of them. The Giants are coming in with a pretty good defense. That's been like the bright spot to the Giants team overall. They've been doing really, really well under the Joe Judge era so far, but their offense is shaky. They're 30th in both passing yards per game and rush yards per game. They're 31st in points per game, and they're tied for last in total yards per game. They are not one of the best offenses in the NFL currently. I'm sorry, bud. Which could go really, really well for the Eagles in a must-win situation. Both these teams are at 1 win. They're both essentially in second place to take the NFC East. If the Cowboys lose again this week and one of them is able to pull out a win, all of a sudden they're tied. So this is a big matchup. And I don't know who's really going to win this one. This is not the sexiest game that we've ever seen.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when we expect the Giants and Eagles at the beginning of the season, we're expecting both Miles Sanders and Saquon Barkley to be there, tomorrow night. It's not going to be that way. It's going to have to be the Boston Scott and Devonta Freeman show between these two teams battling. But like you mentioned, these quarterbacks right now, they're going to have to take this as an opportunity, especially in a division matchup on prime time, short week. They're going to have to take advantage and get this win. Joe Judge and the team looked pretty prepared last week. He showed, by benching his first-round pick, Andrew Thomas, for being late for a meeting, that he's going to be no nonsense. And I'm hoping that they're going to be disciplined against this Doug Peterson Eagles team that, although they play rough, they are a disciplined team.
Look, I mean, they're definitely disciplined. And on top of that, they've had 2 tough matchups going against the Steelers defense and the Ravens defense, and they've been able to produce. And, James Bradbury's having quite the season through the first 6 games. 2 interceptions, a forced fumble, a fumble recovery. He's got 15 solo tackles, 20 total, 10 pass defenses. Yeah. He's doing a really good job this year. And you're kind of thinking, maybe with this depletion of all the weapons, they'll be able to overcome the Eagles offense and get an easy win. But Wentz has found ways to keep the Eagles in the game, late in the game. We saw it last week against the Ravens, where it looks like they were almost about to tie the game or be close to tying the game at some points when they were driving down the field, but they just couldn't quite get it done. And I think this week it's a chance for them to go up against an easier defense than they've been up against the last 2 weeks and possibly take advantage of that. I mean, Travis Fulgham looks great. He has 284 yards off of 18 receptions and 3 touchdowns so far this year, now having stepped into the number 1 role with Alshon Jeffrey been out for most of the season, Deshaun Jackson being out for most of the season, Jalen Reagor, the first-round picks of the Eagles, being out for the season. They have found ways to put themselves in the game still and to still compete in the game. And I think they're going to get the job done against a relatively weak Giants offense and middle-of-the-pack defense. I think this is the week that the Eagles finally put everything that we've seen the last 2 weeks of being this close and finally get the win.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to sound biased while I sit here in my Giants attire, But I do want to highlight a matchup that I find very interesting, not just because of names, but because of the talent both players. Darius Slay for the Eagles, the cornerback, and Darius Slayton, the Giants wide receiver. They are going to battle this week. I think that with the extension that Slay received this summer, and Darius Slayton being a second-year guy, I'm looking over at the fact that Darius Slayton is going to try to, get used to this matchup. He's going to have to play him twice a year for the next couple of years. And I think that with the Eagles only having 2 interceptions for 6 games on this season, with Daniel Jones giving the ball away like he's been giving it the last couple of weeks, and the pass rush from Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox, Derek Barnett, this is going to be a tough game for them, and he's going to rely on Slayton to get open. He has caught all 3 of Daniel's touchdowns this year. That he's going to be a player to watch this week.
He's definitely Daniel Jones' favorite target, especially with Sterling Shepard being out for a good chunk of the season so far. He's been looking Slayton's way every single time. He dominated against the Cowboys with 8 receptions for 129 yards, no touchdowns again there, but has just been great. And I think you're absolutely right. This is a matchup to watch. You want to see your young second-year wide receiver do well against a bona fide starter cornerback who's considered one of the best in the game and was paid like that this offseason and brought in to sort of be the guy of the secondary for the Eagles. And you hope that Darius Slayton is able to expose him and show what Slayton can do. I got a question for you, though. With all these injuries we've been seeing to the Eagles' run game with Miles Sanders out and them having to find certain ways, Peterson has been tiptoeing around it. Hurts seeing more snaps. How many snaps do you think rookie quarterback Jalen Hurts is going to get this Thursday night to get up against your Giants?
I always think that they get very creative against the Giants, so this question is now making me think. I think he definitely will be able to get in there. They're going to have to utilize everybody that they can, and especially with their tight ends out, with the receivers being hurt like the whole season. I think they've had something ready for a short week where they're going to be able to use him for at least 10 snaps, give him maybe a quick drive. That would probably be something great for Eagles fans, maybe show them something different. Wentz has had a lot of trouble with the time he's had in the pocket. Jalen Hurts is an athlete. He's able to get out of the pocket real quick. So that would be fun to see, especially against this Giants defense where the defensive linemen are a bit bigger.
So what are we thinking, like 10 plus snaps?
Yeah, I would say 10. Like I said, maybe 10. Get him a drive in there, or a couple of trick plays wouldn't hurt. Give him a little snap, let him run the ball, a little direct snap, something like that. I think that he is one of those generational athletes. We saw it at Oklahoma, but he does have a learning curve, and if you get him in there a couple times against a divisional opponent he may be facing in the future, it could happen. 10 snaps.
You never know. You got Jalen Hurts, 10 snaps coming at you on Thursday. I'm going Eagles for this Thursday night matchup. I'm assuming you're going to go Giants.
I'm definitely going to have to go with the Giants on this one. After last week, although they got it out by the skin of their teeth, I saw some great things from that defense and this banged-up Eagles offense. We're coming to Philly.
I like it. That's all the time that we got today. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Hope you enjoy the Thursday night showdown with the New York Giants take on the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, of course. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you for watching on YouTube and our website, Just Saying Football on YouTube, justsayingfootball.com. Check us out on Instagram for Just Saying. No GWJS for all the news and updates on our articles and videos. Stay safe, everybody.
Yep. Enjoy.
Enjoy the game.